Hi, I'm Chaplain Byron Denman, and this is Chats with the Chaplain. When I was working on my undergraduate degree, I had the opportunity to go travel to London, and I spent a semester studying over there. There were about 16 or 17 of us that went from my university, and we stayed in a couple of apartments. The girls stayed in one, and the guys stayed in another. We had a blast. We tried out all kinds of new things. We went and saw new areas of the world. I got the opportunity to travel Europe a little bit. And one of the things that we experienced together was this food called a shawarma. Basically, you take meat and some sort of garlic butter thing, and you roll it all up inside of a pita, and it was amazing, absolutely delicious. The problem with the shawarma was that it made your sweat smell garlicky. And when you put 7 guys or so in one apartment, and every single one of them had shawarma for lunch, it was less than pleasant in the evening. But either way, we shared so much joy with one another. That whole trip was amazing. I went to a lot of places using what they would call the tube over there, or the subway. And one of the things that I learned about Londoners is that they don't really talk to each other when they're in public transportation like that. You know, we've kind of got that rule about you don't talk to somebody in an elevator, but I'm that guy that breaks that rule anyway. I want to say something to you. I want to start a conversation. I want to enjoy the other person in the elevator with me. But one of these days I was sitting on the tube, and there was this 5 or 6-year-old girl who was sitting across from me with her mother. And she kind of looked at me, and I waved and I smiled. She didn't respond at all. So then I made a face at her. I don't know, maybe I stuck out my tongue or something. I don't really remember what. Still no response. Finally, I did this thing that my grandfather taught me a long time ago. You see, some people have different physical abilities, and they can be a source of joy. For me, it's my ears, right? I can wiggle my ears. My grandfather taught me that trick as a way to hold my glasses up on my face as a kid. But the reality is, it is much more effective at bringing joy than it ever was at holding my glasses up. And that little girl sat there and laughed out loud. Suddenly, the other people who were sitting silently around her, they began to smile too. They didn't have any idea why she was laughing. But sharing that little bit of joy with her changed the entire feeling in that subway car. I'm asking you to share a little bit of joy with those around you today. Maybe you have some secret hidden talent that'll make your roommate laugh out loud. Maybe you can give your parents a call or write your grandmother a letter or your great-grandmother a letter. Whatever you're doing, try today to find a way to give a little bit of joy to somebody around you. I'm Chaplain Byron Denman, and this is Chats with the Chaplain.